On this episode of Westisbest, we'll depart Broome to the east towards Larrowa Station. From there we head into the Bungles to sample some of the world's best natural heritage, prior to heading to the north to Kununurra. So we're back on the road again today, so we're punching through Broome to Larrowa Station, which is sort of like halfway between Halls Creek and Fitzroy Crossing. Not too much to see. So if you were going into like the Gibb River sections of the Kimberley, you'd obviously be significantly further north than we are at the moment. So we're realistically just following the highway there. Surprisingly enough, fuel at Fitzroy Crossing is the cheapest that we've purchased this whole trip. So it's about 10 cents a litre cheaper. We're still getting used to the fuel situation with the car. So I've read up on the forums and a lot of the pages and stuff, and the needle itself doesn't accurately reflect the percentage that's left in the tank. So we've calculated that we're running at the moment a little bit higher. Just got a couple of eagles on the road up here. Get out of here. Yeah, we just calculated that the car runs on about maybe 15 litres per 100 up here, which it's unusual. So the further north we've got, with the higher temperatures, the engine's obviously struggling to combust the fuel as much. So as a result, the fuel efficiency is decreased, meaning that we're now burning more fuel. The first half of the trip, it looked like it was in the 12s, and now we're closer to that 15 litres per 100. So tomorrow we head into the Bungles. So we need to definitely refuel in Halls Creek before heading off in there. And we've got about 535-ish K range, so we won't be cutting it too fine. We'll have probably a quarter of the actual tank, not the represented on the dash tank, to go. But tonight stay, as we were saying, is Larrowa, which is it's a station stay.
Nature rest stay thing.
Yeah, so I think it's $35 for unpowered and showers again,
and flushing toilets.
So realistically, not too bad. It's sort of like, it's probably about the average price for most of the trip when you sort of even out, the $60 a nighters with the free camps. So not too bad. But at the moment, just a whole lot of this for another maybe hour or so until we pull up to the campground for us. So we've made it to Larrowa Station, so just sort of between Fitzroy Crossing and Halls Creek. $35 a night for a van. There is water and there's running showers and toilets that aren't long drops, so pretty good. Basically you pull up wherever and then hook into it. So nice little, there's a few other people here at the moment, but yeah, the homestead operators pop around between 4 and 7 to grab your money off you, and then yeah, go from there. For tomorrow, for us, is going to be relatively easy because we only have about 400 or 500 K to bust out to the Bungles now, rather than that 600. So that last sort of 90 minutes of corrugated road is probably not going to be too bad. But yeah, leaving it hitched up overnight so we can break out nice and early tomorrow morning. we've pulled up just at the start of the Bungles track, and already you can tell it's quite corrugated. So dropping all 6 tyres down to 25 psi to assist with the ride for both vehicle, as well as the conditions of the track, because it will reduce those corrugations. 25 is usually a good gauge for any off-road driving that's not quite sand. So we'll start with that, and then if we need to drop it further, we'll go from there. So here we are at the Bungles. There's 2 camps here. So Kurrajong is the northern one, which is the current site that we're at now, and then there's the southern one. I actually don't know what it's called. Bloody ants. So we have set up. There's about 100 campsites up here, so we are number 70. It's not too bad. So behind us, it looks dry at the moment. There's a creek bed and 1,000,001 birds that have been quite quiet at the moment, but the road on the way in is about 62 kilometers worth of corrugations, and the van and the trailer, the van and the car, not too bad. We let the tire pressures down to 25, like I said at the start, and overall we had a little bit of dust in the van, not too much, but on the outside, as you can see,
it's pretty dirty.
It is pretty dirty. Yeah, the car's never going to be the same colour ever again. But Jayco's are pretty bad for letting dust in the seals for where the lid pops down. So we didn't seal it up. Usually you put like duct tape over it, and I've got a couple of plastic sheets that we can chuck over the fridge vents, but they're all clean underneath, so I'm not really too worried about, you know, dust on the outside. And when we get back to Kununurra, which is our next big site, we can clean it up from there. But this evening we probably won't get up to too much the Savo. There's a nice lookout down the road, a few Ks, which is supposed to have really good sort of 360-degree views. And then tomorrow we'll head off to the southern campsites, which is where Cathedral Gorge and all that is. So that's supposed to be the better for the morning sort of hikes. We'll do, I can't remember the name, there's like a 10k return. We won't do that. We'll probably do all the others though, and that'll probably be about 3 hours worth for us down there. Come back, have lunch, and then head up north to Echidna Chasm, which from where we are now is only about 10 more k up the road. And then there's like 2 or 3 northern ones, but it's sort of like one of those ones where it's like each individual site is slightly different, so it's better to have a look at them all and see what you actually like. I don't mind hiking too much, so doing a 5-hour hiking isn't too bad, but Rhonda doesn't really like hiking too much, so we'll keep it on the lighter side for that. But otherwise, dinner tonight, we attacked the local butcher in Broome, and so far it's been worth it. So we've got his final hurrah of, I think it's chipotle and honey snags, and then roast dinner tomorrow night. So we'll do a roast pork and go from there. But otherwise, this is where we are. So it's currently 6 o'clock and pitch black. So sun went down tonight at like 4:59. So this is predominantly the reason I haven't really been showing you guys what we've been cooking for dinner, because it doesn't really film very good. But for tonight, we cook predominantly on the Weber. So we're smoking up a little bit, but we bought just the sausages from the butcher in Broome, and we bought a $2 pack of baby spuds. So they've been going down a treat for the last few nights. So I think we've had like 3 or 4 nights of them. And because where we are at the moment, we're entering a quarantine zone for the Kimberley. We can't have fresh fruit or veg either. So we've been eating tinned vegetables. So we'll have like, I think it's tonight we've got peas and carrot, is it? Yeah. Yeah, and yesterday we had like peas, carrot and corn with the veggies and a meat or whatever. So tomorrow night will be better because we'll have the roast dinner. And then once we get to Kununurra, we can reload on the fresh vegetables and go from there, coming back down the coast again, because otherwise we've pretty much been having wraps for lunch because it's cheaper. And we were just buying like schnitties from Woolies or Coles or whatever. And then one of the nights in, one of the afternoons in Broome, we ended up just buying one of those $10 woolly chooks. And we finished that today, so we've had a few days of that. So tomorrow, we've already cooked the schnitties up for our hike tomorrow. And then, yeah, dinner, big roast pork, go from there. But yeah, haven't really been showing you because it doesn't really film very good because we're pitch black. But we'll see how we go. Well, we're almost on our way fully down to the southern end, so we've just started getting to the real exciting stuff in the Bungles. So I'd suggest that they're the domes behind me. What are sort of synonymous about this area. It's awesome.
Where are we off to now?
Picanani Lookout. So we've just had lunch at our campsite, and we've just headed up, I think it's 14 kilometres to Echidna. So it's a larger sort of car park to the north, and it leads to Echidna Chasm, which is a 1.4k hike in. Then it says on the sign, up to 90 minutes of hiking once you're in the chasm itself. So we'll play it by ear once we get in there, see what we like about it or not.
1.4 return.
Yeah, 1.4 return to the start point. But yeah, this morning we did the southern side, which was quite nice. It sort of like typifies everything that's, you know, what you picture about Bungles. You got all the domes and all that fun stuff down there. So yeah, I'd highly recommend do that early in the morning and then do this in the arvo. So as I've been alluding to for the last few nights, we're doing a roast pork tonight with some veggies in the Bungles. So Ron and I have been quite excited about it for the whole time. There she goes. So the plan is, so we're cooking about a 2 kilo roast pork, and the idea behind that is we can have the meats for lunches for the next couple of days, because lunches on the road are costing too much, basically, is the moral of the story. And you know, there's only so much dim sum one man can eat, and I will try to eat them all, but there's no point. So here we are here, and anyway, so it's been in for a couple of minutes so far. So what I do is I'll score the rind, both laterally and longitudinally. I've probably done it a little bit too far in the middle there because it's split, because it's quite thin in that bit. But score the rind about 1 to 1 inch cubes, pat it dry with a paper towel, and that's really important. Then I massage it with oil and salt. Chuck it in the barbecue that's been on heat for half hour on full strength, and that will assist with the crackling to go. And then after that first half hour, put it down to that 1 bar above half strength, and go from there. But at the moment, we'll stay with that setting to just get the crackling and the meat going itself. Pork is really easy to cook at the best of times in anyway, and medium rare pork's a bit dodgy in anyway, so dry on the outside's nice and juicy on the middle is where we're at. In about an hour, we'll slice up some spuds and some kumara, put a little bit of oil on them and chuck them on the trivet tray around it. So that aluminium tray that was in there, basically it helps the convection and makes it into an oven rather than a grill, and because of that you can cook like cakes and stuff like that in there as well. We haven't tried it yet. We've got a loaf tin ready to go, so sooner rather than later I think we've got a butter cake. Is it a butter cake?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe a butter or vanilla cake or something like that. Might chuck a damper in. Yeah, Kununurra or something like that. Yeah, we've got one in Exmouth or Quabbah, I don't know. We'll see what it is. We've been pretty laxy-daisy with our food stuffs at the moment. except for this, because this is the one we've been looking forward to so far the most. And yeah, she's already starting to smoke up a little bit and get the flavors into the campsite. So last time we did this, it was quite funny, but I'll talk to you guys offline about it another time. But yeah, usually they turn out amazing. I'll pop back every half hour so you guys can have a squiz of how it's going with me. So this is our first half hour look. Got whacked by a mosquito. So now we're burning all the citronella and thermosol. If you don't have a thermosol at the moment, get onto it. So get some hydrocortisone or something on my forehead. So sneak peek. So the crackling's going. Go down to that level. She looks good at the moment. Back down. And in half hour we'll put the Kununurra and the spuds in, and then we'll just boil the veggies in like another half hour after that or something like that. But we're looking good so far. Hopefully the mozzies stay down. So 3/4 time update. Wow. Not looking too bad. Here we go, team. So it's now 2 hours. We'll have a quick browsing. We should be all done. So that is a 2-hour pork roast. So we're done. Carve that up, serve it. I've already made some gravy with some of the drippings in our. We've got one saucepan, so I made that, put it into a Yeti, and then now we're cooking some beans in that. So we'll serve it up in about 5-10 minutes after I've carved it all. And here's the final product. So on the way out, we're going to try something a little bit different. Obviously, as I mentioned, dust in the camper van is pretty common, especially in Jaycos, especially the pop-top varieties. So today we're going to seal up this vent, the two on the fridge side, once the fridge is off, because it's in gas burning mode, so we need the exhaust on that at the moment. And then we're going to tape around the roof at the front, just with some duct tape. I bought this stuff from Bunnings for like 10 or 12 bucks or something like that. It's clear tablecloth, so you buy it per the meter, and what I've done is I've just cut up 2 templates for the fridge and then one as well for this vent here. So we'll see how we go and if it works. It's not going to be perfect, but obviously something's better than nothing. And we'll just rip it off once we get to Kununurra, or even once we're on the highway again, because we've got to pull our rubbish out. And we'll let you know how it goes. The main issue that we had is we had the very fine bull dust on the inside. And you can't see it when you open it up, but when you touch things, everything feels like a talcum powder. So fingers crossed, it will just capture in there, and then we can pull off the tape and then save the plastic for another round. I've cut up 2 full sets of templates just in case we lose one halfway down the road or something like that by accident. But we'll see if that works. And this is the fridge side. So the bottom one I've taped up fully. I've just wiped it first with a wet rag to prevent the sticky tape not sticking. And this one I've only done up 3 sides, so if it needs to vent, it can. The exhaust isn't on for the gas, but that's where the majority of the heat dissipates in anyway, so fingers crossed that's us. So we've escaped the Bungles for the day. The road once again took about sort of that 90 minutes to an hour 40 to get out. We went to refuel at Turkey Creek, which is the first stop north. That is the most expensive fuel we've paid for, $1.85. So we got about $20 worth, and pushed through to the next road stop called Doon. And then from there we just took a small sniff of fuel, as we're now in Kununurra, where it's $1.30, so much cheaper. We are at the Kimberley Land Waterfront Caravan Park, something like that. Quite expensive, $58 a night for where we are, but so far not disappointed. We just had a quick dip, and this is our view. So power and water. Already washed the car a little bit, and that's where the crocs live. So pretty excited about that. We might have a go look later. Apparently there's 2 resident crocodiles. I think it's Jaws and Gummy, and get jabberoos, and there's little pukekos or purple chickens or whatever they're called running around everywhere trying to steal our bin. So we'll look after them. We had a little bit of a mishap today. Our front bed of the caravan decided to dislodge on its runner. It was a sheared screw, so we've had to nip up to Home Hardware in Kununurra to fix that. When putting the new screw in, it's sheared but in place, so it's now a headless screw that's actually fixed the trick. So hopefully it's actually sitting on the runner properly now, but bed's in, there's weight on it. We'll just keep an eye on it and see how it goes, and otherwise we'll push from there. Otherwise, yeah, looking forward to this. The temperature is beautiful here. It was 34 today, and apparently it's quite sort of like that, 10 degrees overnight, which would be lovely. We'll have a look down at the lake. So good morning from Kununurra. So today's our last day here. We were going to head to Wolf Creek, but the Tanami track at the moment is supposed to be relatively bad, and we had some issues with the front bed of our van. So when we popped it open this time, it actually come off its slide. So because of that, we've decided we're going to push through to Fitzroy Crossing. There's a river lodge there or something like that we can sort of stay there, and then that will then enable us to do 2 nights at 80 Mile Beach, which is for, like a photo for a crater. as far away from home as much as we want to. It's probably the safe option for us to do that way. Otherwise, our biggest regret so far is not spending more time in Kununurra. 3 nights minimum, I think, is what you need to do. There's so much to do here, and this is our campsite is literally just across the road that way, and there's like a park, and then this waterway is just here. So it doesn't get much better than that. So we're pretty sad to leave, and it's fully booked out. So we booked this a fair while ago. So fingers crossed, the next time we come up here, we get a site as good as this, and we go from there for our fun stuff. But otherwise, this morning, pack up. We'll clean the van and the truck quickly to just assist with sort of some of that preventative maintenance. We've got some squeaky brakes, so we'll get some of the grit out of the brake pads. And then, that's pretty much us for the day. So a bigger day on the road, but we'll go from there. See you out there. On the next episode of Guess These Adventures, we'll push towards the west through Fitzroy Crossing, and hopefully if the van holds up, we'll be able to make it to 80 Mile Beach.